Oh. Hello, I'm here. Hello. I have a thumbs up. Yay! I don't have any chat yet, guys. So I am just going to hang about. Oh, look, I just got a notification that I'm here. Oh, that's so funny. Hello, Abby. Hello, Libby. Hello, Melinda. And hello, Victoria Colors. How are you, my dear? Thank you for all your loveliness. And Melinda, thank you. And hi, Beth. It is just I've got things, I had things sort of out of order for the snapshot that they do at the beginning. So let me get the glare off the book again and all of that. Hello, Gary. Hello, Nika. Hello, Becky. Lovely to see you. Hi, everybody. I'm here. Say hi. You've got Buffy. Oh no, Gary. Uh, be sure to double check the settings. I usually broadcast at 720 instead of 1080, just because it's kinder to my computer. So let me. Hopefully, we've got a good, clear picture, and I know that it's a little zoomed in. It seems to want to do that to me. I don't quite know why. Hello, Louise and Katie, my wonderful Katie. How are you? And I'm catching people as they're coming in the door. Yay. Okay. All right. Good, Gary. Good to know. Okay. Nika. Okay. No Buffy here. This is good news. Okay. And Cindy. Hello. Oh, you see, you see what happens, Katie. you, you end up with the power of the wrench. Uh, okay, all right. Is there any chili left, Louise? And I've been thinking about it all week. Hello, Michelle. It is so lovely to see everybody. And thank you for all those thumbs up. And y'all know the ones I mean. And thank you for the ones on this video too. Um, and no chili today. Chicken, Sunday chicken dinner. I'm coming to live with you, Louise. I finally got out to the grocery store yesterday after I realized that I had been eating cheese sandwiches like every day for a week. So I don't recommend that as a diet, by the way. Hello, Sean. How are you? And I absolutely love, Sean, that you got your focus perfect today. It was perfect. A perfect picture. I can hardly wait until you do your stream tomorrow. And oh, hi, Shannon. Hi, Shannon. I don't know if everybody can hear me or not. I'm turned sort of catty corner to my microphone, so hopefully you can. You did? Thank you, Michelle. That is wonderful to hear. Yes, actually, book sales have been excellent, excellent this week, and that has been a true kindness throughout a rather trying, of course, week. But we're not going to talk about that. Hello, Heather. I loved your show this morning. thank you so much for the warm welcome. And it was nice you were the first place that I peeked out, and to have a nice welcome was just lovely. And hello, Sparkle and Beth. I think I said hi. If I'm missing anybody, um, please forgive me, as I always ask you to. Please forgive me. Uh, I was actually right before I came on live. I was watching Anne do at A Colorful Life she's doing um, she did a color and chat with one of the pictures out of my flowers and flyers, and it's turning out so beautifully. And it was like, I'm looking at the clock going, holy heck, I only have 10 minutes. So I, I was so wrapped up in listening and, listening to her stories and watching what she was doing. I barely make my own show. Oh, that's so funny. Um, Yeah, and actually, when my friend Virginia gets here, she's gonna get my other wrench, because uh, she is she she is has been a delight this week, and yeah, and anybody who wants to subscribe to a channel that you see the person is here, the way that you do that is to those three little dots out next to their name. You just click on those on whatever your device is, and it'll should open a new window, and then you can subscribe, and then you can close that window, and you should be right back here, hopefully. And also, anything that I talk about today, the coloring supplies that I use, recommendations that I make, and of course, my two newest books are in the description below. And so, uh, mods, I put those links in there just in case you need to get to them quickly as well. And I put all the country codes and everything else. So it is just a delight to be here. And we're going to color in from the 40 fan favorites. And for those of you who may not be regulars here, 40 fan favorites is a sampler book of my 8 largest books. And here they are. They're in order, and there are 5 pages from each of these 8 books in here for a total of 40. And these are just some examples of some of the really pretty pages that folks have colored. And I believe I guess it's not one of these that's in here is the page that she's coloring, but there's another pretty page over on Anne's site too. And and A Colorful Life is Anne. Also, I want to give Mama Fruit Bat. Y'all know Mama Fruit Bat. I've been a happy fruit bat since last year. Uh, Also, I want to give a huge, warm shout out to Sandy at A Colorful or Color Creatively. Um, you know, when there are storms in our lives, there are people who just step up, and Sandy is the kind of person that is like that, and she just means the world to me. So, any support you want to throw her way, please do so. And Dev, welcome. And I am so delighted to see you. And and so I wanted to catch you coming in the door, because I know I ignored you last week, and that was so unintentional. I actually thought you had been here all along, and so I didn't realize that you were coming in later. Anyway, okay, let's get started. And greet keep greeting people as they're coming in the door. There's 45 people, and I know I haven't said 45 hellos. So for all of you who are lurking and watching, hello to you as well. Um, there is one special young lady that I hope is watching. And if so, if you would say hello to me, I would just crumble. So at this point in time, I think. Anyway, hello, Marilyn and Marilyn Blue. I like that name. Anyway, my name is Christine Aldridge, and I am CLAldridgeArt. And I draw coloring books for a living, and I color in them. I do occasionally color in other people's coloring books as well. But today I am going to color in my own. As I mentioned at the top of the show, the page that I'm going to do today is this one, I think. It was either going to be this one or a different one this one is from my book, Fantasy Flower Garden. And it was originally intended because at Thanksgiving time, my across the street neighbor, this was a couple years ago, brought me a Thanksgiving dinner. And it inspired this drawing. And so I thought it was very sweet. The other one is called Helping a Friend. And I'll color that on another day. But I thought that I might do this one. Hopefully. Okay, Shara. Not a problem. I know you didn't want to be one last week too. So I'm glad you spoke up. Thank you. Your grayness has been restored. And there you go. There you go. And Shara I have so enjoyed getting to know Shara this week. And she's got a new channel, and she's open about all kinds of things that she's got going on in her life, and she's really a joy to know, and one of the nicest, truest people that I have come across. That this week, when you face trials in your life, the people who just step up, those are the people that you want to surround yourself with. I have been so grateful for. Welcome, Rose. Welcome. There's one right there. Thank you for your kindness. Okay, enough of that. And okay, so I did think that I would stick with the Derwent INKTENSE, though. I know that we like variety in coloring supplies, but hopefully for understandable reasons. I wanted to select my most comfortable, and I know that I can do these justice with the Derwent INKTENSE. And next week, I'll go back to experimenting and playing and just having fun with possibly messing it up. Of course, you never know. I might mess it up this time, too. Anyway, okay, let's color something pretty. And I've been thinking about this. Do I want to make a red toadstool or a brown toadstool? I think reds are far more fun. On the other hand, all the other ones that I've made are browns, and I do have to think about, if I do this red, what color would I do those? And these. And I do believe that I am going to do this red because I'm going to do those blue and these something else. And we will just enjoy ourselves. I do not expect any of the issues that we had last week, so we will in fact be fine. Just going to do a little bit of adjusting. See if I can move that a little bit forward so give you guys a better view. And it's been a while since I chose a landscape to draw. Oh, I can hear people cringing, right? Oh no, she's going to break the binding on that book. I promise I won't. But I am going to clip it down so I can gain access to both the tools and the page at the same time. As y'all know, anybody who watches my show on a regular basis, I love these binder clips that you can get at the dollar store for like a package of 10 for $1. And you know, I still have no strength. I broke that wrist 2 years ago, and I still don't have any hand strength in it. Okay, got it. Break the binding. It's your book and your rules. I know, but it is my book. I don't want to break the binding. Anyway, let's go. Okay, let's choose. Okay, if I'm going to do that red, then I want to do one gray and one brown. Maybe the little girl can be brown and the other one can be gray. Both are boring colors. So let's do. You did not say that, Christine. Brown is not a boring color. Brown is a beautiful color. I do swatch, and so I do have a swatch book that shows all of the beautiful colors of Inktense right there. And as you can see, there are some really pretty browns to choose from. But looking at the reds, I think I am going to go with certainly not that. Maybe the hot red. So we will get the hot red out. I even put my pencils back in order this week, guys. We will go with the the hot red, the scarlet pink, and the cadmium orange. And I am even going to pull just a tiny bit of the amber. Virginia, if you are here, please say so. So I can welcome you. Hello, Tanya. It's lovely to see you, my dear. Hello, Tracy. And to all of the people who zoomed by. And you know, Michelle, me too, actually, because I keep my air conditioning at a, fairly high level. And I had to put my Prismacolors in the refrigerator as well, because it really helps if you're going to try and use them to color with. And oh, good, Sean, how is that remodel coming? Is Is it doing well? Everybody's still speaking to each other? That has got to be one of the hardest things in the world to do, is remodel or redecorate, you know, while you're trying to live in a house. And yes, congratulations on a lovely space. I really liked that desk you were working on today. Okay, so we will start with the deciding where the light is going to be coming from. In this particular case, I think that I want my light to come from this direction down here. And so I did that in pencil, so it's easy to erase. It's just going to remind me that the light is streaming. So this will be the lightest space. And I'm also going to pick a lighter color as well. And I believe that is going to be the lightest of the tans, which is tan right here. So I've got 1720 tan, 1710 amber, 250 cadmium orange, 410 hot red, and 320 scarlet pink. Oh dear, oh dear. Very sorry to hear that, Tanya. I hope that that you are soon able to return home and that everything will be fine. It is never easy when we have health conditions. You have something under page just in case. Actually, I have found pretty consistently that I don't have to put something under, but that is a very good reminder for us all to, yes, when you are working with water mediums, it is best to always put something underneath. And my dear friend Susan Curry, who many of you know as an artist, had a bit of a health scare this week as well. She's been very public about it on Facebook, so I know she would not mind if I mentioned it. But she had she's diabetic and she had a leg infection, and that can be very dangerous. So fortunately, it was successfully treated and she's recovering at home. And she does say that provided she doesn't kill her nurse, because she was a nurse for so many years, she says she's a terrible patient, and her nurse is her husband. She says provided she doesn't kill him, then she'll survive. So I had to laugh because I know that that's got to be pretty hard. Okay, so we know that we want our brightest reds to be probably right around in this area. Now I am going to just go over the spots, and the reason is because I'm going to do those in a very dark color. So it's okay that they are that I go over them. So I'm really just sort of leaving. What I'm trying to do is determine how light I want to go up here. And I think I may be messing it up. But the thing with Inktense is that you can, in fact, erase it pretty much up until the time that you get it wet. So, and yes, I know that people are going to freak out about that, but trust me, I will vacuum. I will get all of that off of there. you know, off the floor, out of my lap, and all of that. Oh dear, Deb, I am so sorry to hear that. I hope that you are all, I mean, obviously you are in a lot of pain, so you are not all right. But I hope that it is nothing serious and that you are able to join us in live streaming again soon. Just reading, and yes, Cali Girl Colors. This is my art. I draw art for a living, and every page that I draw is actually in my Etsy shop. And then when I have what you know the amount that I need for my next book on whatever the theme is, then I go ahead and publish. Okay, now just catching up with chat a little bit. Trying to, if you do have questions, please do put them in caps. There's a much better chance that I will see them that way. As anybody who is a regular here knows, I can be very terrible at being able to read the chat. That is largely because of where my camera is in relation to where my computer is. I do not have a wide enough space to be able to put the system out in front of me. Um, and all you know, I can hardly wait until YouTube does something like that, makes red an option. I could be down with that, or you know, yellow, highlight. Too bad they that they can't give moderators the way to highlight something other than caps. Dim you the okay. All right, you got it. You got it, my dear. I will check in. There is a true friend in the world is our Nanamo. You know, you meet people who are worth their weight in gold. Nanamo, Vinpip, just lovely human beings. Morticia, and so many more. And of course, all of you. All of you who are here are the most wonderful. All right, now I did that. I've got a little scarlet pink. I got to tell you that I'm not too worried about this first coat because all of the mistakes that I may make in this first coat, excuse me, will I'll be able to correct them in a second coat, which is why I'm sort of doing this fairly lightly in this first coat. And here is, of course, the magic of INKTENSE. Starting at the top, where our lightest color is, so if you've seen this, it is definitely an ooh and an ah type thing. At least it makes me go ooh and ah every time. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need to darken up some of these shades, and I actually turned my friend Virginia on to INKTENSE, and she is so far ahead of me in how to use them well that I just she colored something for me. I'm going to post it to my Instagram later this afternoon. That is just incredible. And she did it with INKTENSE, and I'm like, I'm like, I use them all the time, and I can't do that. How did you do that? It's getting a lot of play in my Facebook group. People are loving it. But you see how that works. And now once this is dry, it will once again be quite a bit lighter, but not nearly as light, or, it won't be the color saturation that I want, but I can then work on the details of how to get it, where I need to add darker shades and things like that as I work it. Now, on a mushroom, of course, the underside is the darkest. And so I was just watching Anne on her channel, and she was using, and what were you using? Those were amazing. The tombos. That was it, the tombos. And I'm going to try what I saw her do because I thought it was amazing. So she was making wood. Now, this obviously isn't wood, but it is a natural, something out of nature. So I want to use nature colors, and I want to use a dark. In this particular case, I think I am going to use the dark chalk. I'm going to use the madder brown in the center and the dark chocolate on the edge, and this on the very inside. Okay, and this, of course, is bark. It's the 2000 pencil. Nice to meet you, Cali Girl Colors. Bye and have a lovely day. Okay, so we will go with this. Bye, Sean. Lovely to have had you here. No worries, Gary. Oh, good. Thank you, Virginia. How are you, my dear? Thank you for coming today. And Virginia, you'll notice the next time that you chat in or say hello, that your name has actually turned blue, and that means that you have moderator status, and I'll tell you what that is later. But for those of you who may not know, Virginia is the lovely artist who has colored every single one of my book covers, with the exception of one, and that is the Mandalas book. And the reason for that is because that was a tribute to Jody, who we lost last year. But every other cover has been colored by the wonderful Virginia Sanders Call. And I just want her to know how much I appreciate her. All right, so now I am going to pull the madder brown, and I'm going to use it here in the center. I'm going to do the same technique in that I am going to go fairly light, because I can once again, remember, in a mushroom, the underneath is almost always black. The gills, kind of that mushy gray black kind of thing. I don't know about you guys, but I cut it off. Except for the what are the big brown, the big brown mushrooms. Shiitake, I think, is what they are. Shiitake mushrooms. Those are absolutely wonderful. So we'll do that, and then I'll put the dark brown, the chocolate brown, up here a little bit. Just once again, staying very light because I can always take it darker, but I can't take it lighter. Once it's dry. Thank you, Anne. I love to draw mushrooms, or I love to eat mushrooms. Sorry, I love to eat mushrooms. I love the shiitake mushrooms because they really are. They grill up just like a steak. Not that I don't prefer a steak, but you know. Love steak. But that red meat is lovely, but not in too high a doses, I found. Oh, and happy Father's Day to any of the fathers who may be here. I know that last week I missed saying hi to Kenny, Kenny, I want to call your last name is Mullins. I missed saying hi to Kenny. So, Kenny, if you're watching, I apologize for missing saying hi to you, and happy Father's Day. Is it Father's Day in the UK? Because I know you guys have a different Mother's Day. Oh, Barbara, yes, I promise I will. Today, I just wanted to use Inktense because I'm very comfortable with them. But yes, beginning, actually, I am going to be doing a new series of videos. And in them, I will be featuring a lot of different mediums, and I will just be talking. It'll be on various topics, and there'll be pre-records about an hour long, and the series, it'll be an ongoing series, not of course featuring the same coloring project, but featuring the same kind of conversations, or the same kind of topics, and it'll just be part of like one of the series of videos that I put out. You bet, Gary. Okay, you got it. Okay, now you should be able to comment, and you should be gray again. And thank you. My mods last week did a stellar job, but they were folks that I specifically requested, but didn't, knew that they wouldn't be permanent moderators, is what I meant. So that is. Okay, so this is sort of turning out the way that I want it to, but I'll know better once it's dry. Once again, there is nothing that cannot be fixed. There are no mistakes in art, only happy accidents as far as I am concerned, and things to fix are just opportunities to make a different kind of magic. That it's funny that you say that, Katie. My local grocery store has a very good bakery, but their their baked in-store cookies are often very pricey. And so, most people skip them because it's a lot of money for 6 cookies, let's face it. Oh, yeah, that's not a problem. Gary, you can still be a mod and go in and out. That's not a problem at all. You want your wrench back? You can have it anytime. Anytime, buddy. Right now or later when you are less hectic. Either way. Chewy dirt, but still dirt. Occasional variations with touch of moldy flavor. That's a great description. At any rate, my grocery store had a 2-for-1 sale, so I was able to buy 12 cookies for that price. Is actually a pretty good deal. So, and I throw them in the freezer because I just like a little something sweet after dinner. So this is looking not too perfect right yet, but it will definitely look better. It will. I promise. As we go along, I'm going to save the stem for just a second because I want to make sure that, well, actually, maybe I won't save the stem for just a second. Maybe I'll go ahead and do it because I want to, if I mess it up, I want to be able to white that part out before I do her. I'm just trying to think of how I want to do that underside. In what I think I'm going to go with the dark chocolate over here. This would be a fairly dark spot in here. As these ridges come down, little frilly things. And this would be the amber would be a little bit darker. We'll go with that. And that's absolutely it. Perfectly imperfect. That's great. That's a great saying. Yes, I am perfectly imperfect. Ooh, all chicken dinnered up. Okay. When I was a kid, we lived across the street from Knott's Berry Farm. And I actually grew up across the street from Knott's Berry Farm in California, which is now an amusement park, but used to be, back in the day, a really cool place to just go hang out. And it actually was a working berry farm. And I'm going to go dark on a little bit of this. Like maybe where it's shadowed by this cheese sitting in front of it. Once again, I can always go back and fix colors. You can always go back and fix your colors. And, oh yeah, you keep it and still come and go, Gary. What, do you think I was holding you prisoner? The power of the wrench holds no one prisoner. Least of all, dragon slayers like you. So anyway, but they had Mrs. Knott's chicken dinner house. And so we used to go over there every Sunday for chicken dinner. And it was basically a homemade chicken dinner like Grandma would make. And and unfortunately, it really was. I came up in the years after World War II had ended, and my grandmother, uh, because of the rationing and stuff like that they had to do, um, had developed an affinity for those canned green beans. Now, there is nothing wrong with canned green beans. Okay? Absolutely nothing wrong at all. And um, but they're not my favorite, uh, and so it was always okay. You've got it back, Gary. It was always uh, it was hard for me to just be kind, because I'd be like, ooh, I don't want to eat those, and then I'd try and hide them under the mashed potatoes. The problem is I loved the mashed potatoes, because if I hid them under the mashed potatoes, it meant I couldn't eat them. Um, uh, Thank you, Shannon, for handling that. And okay, there we go. That's exactly it. That is just exactly it. We are just going to we're just going to carry along here and just not worry about any of that kind of stuff. It's what chat moderators do. That's what they're for. And I've got some of the best. And okay, so but the chicken was just fantastic, because they also had chickens that they raised along, with the big chicken production, thing. So the chicken was always super, super fresh, and they had a wonderful recipe. But those green beans, I did not enjoy those at all. I like my fresh green beans. It's one of my picky things. Bent and Dent food from the store they run next door. I love that. Uh, I'll bet they do a smashing business. And see, that is why I almost got in the car and started driving to Savannah, because I got to tell you that fresh canned vegetables, especially fresh pickled vegetables, are among my favorite things in the world. I love anything pickled, carrots, cauliflower, uh, cucumbers, obviously, but anything like that is just I love pickled food, and always will. And they do say that pickled food pickling, of course, for involves a certain amount of fermentation. It's really preservation, but it's fermentation, and it's good for you. That's why food like kimchi is good for you, and sauerkraut and things like that. Although I have to admit that I'm not a fan of sauerkraut, only because I do actually love coleslaw though. So I do love cabbage, and maybe I've just never had really good sauerkraut. I'll bet you that's probably it. I bet you if somebody had a great recipe and I tried it, that I would love it. That's the thing, I try and keep an open mind, even if it's something that I don't like, because I didn't think I liked pickled beets either. And I didn't think that I liked Brussels sprouts, and you sure could never have gotten me to eat a lima bean until about 5 years ago, when I tried them all, and I went, oh, you know what? Perhaps my childish taste buds that I had when I was a kid and decided I didn't like these things were not very smart taste buds. Trying to figure out what I'm doing here. Help. Okay, gray. I want a gray. I'm going to do him gray. No, I'm not. I'm gonna do him. How about we do him a color? How about we do him blue and her pink for a boy and a girl? Why not? Why not just be creative about it? So maybe I'm going to do him a nice deep blue. So I will look for my deep blue and a nice iris blue. I will put my deep blue down in the darkest places, which are going to be the back of his head and along the back, certainly under his jawline. Under here, because he's entirely shaded, but he's still going to get to be, because he's under the mushroom, but he's entirely shaded, and so we don't have to be too fussy. I don't necessarily want to make him, super dark yet, because I made that mistake once on a picture, just sort of oversaturated it going in, and there was no way to get it back. And then I will do the sort of lighter blue and take that in. He's actually going to need I need to take that out of there. He does need a little pink paws, though. He's going to have a little pink paws. So I will find a nice pink, which will be the, probably the fuchsia, very, very light. Get that out of there. Hello, Rochelle. Hello, Vin Pip. Hello to everybody that I have missed. Sadly, a week of didn't make me any better of looking up at the screen. Okay. Can everybody see okay? Should I zoom down or anything like that? Oh, yeah. It helps me to be able to see a question that you might have for me directly if you can type it in all caps, because otherwise I get lost. Oh, good. Okay. Thank you, Melinda. Hopefully everybody else is okay. Lillian, can I look back and see if I can find your question? Oh, zoom in, please. We can zoom in a little bit. I think that really is always possible. Let's do that. How about there? Is that okay? I don't want to zoom so far in that I lose the focus. Let me just double check. Hello, Tammy. Welcome. Nice to see you. I this is this is so funny. When I started to come on live, I had typed in what the chat rules were, And then I, of course, forgot to hit enter. So this is what I wrote. Yeah, that's funny. Uh, so the is that better, Lillian? Okay, terrific. Okay, and oh, Elizabeth. Uh, hopefully, it is going to be a successful business trip for you. Thought I'd add a little pink there in his ears, and maybe a little here on his nose. We'll see if we can keep it that way. If not, I can always, always hit it with a glitter gel pen if I mess it up. And go here. Or not a glitter gel pen, but you know what I mean. A gel pen to turn it back to white and then try it again. I'm just doing a little dark area around the edging here, because I should be a little less timid with it, and a little more get her done. And yes, I promise that I will start using other than Inktense. I will go back to pencils and watercolors and all of those types of things. I just needed today's show to sort of be in my comfort zone again. Okay, so I've left that. So this is the body. Like me too. I could definitely use one. But I have yesterday I was finally able to connect with my next door neighbor, or my across the street neighbor. There's a bunch of houses here on the block. One of my neighbors across the street, the one that's directly across the street, and his wife has been she's terminally ill, and so he is doing the daily. He's with her daily at the hospital. So I asked him yesterday if I could make any arrangements for him, if I could arrange for somebody to mow his lawn, or just because if you here in Virginia Beach, if you allow your lawn to get over 10 inches, then you'll end up with the lawn police on you. And it's kind of one of those, if you can keep the inspectors out of the neighborhood, it's a good idea, because otherwise they're likely to catch all kinds of uh, other things that they might not normally see, but that are technical violations, like gutters that are, if there's a gutter in need of repair, that kind of thing. And they issue fines for that kind of stuff. So fortunately, I got caught up in their web last year, and so all of my stuff is fixed. But instead of letting me do that, he just stayed home last night and mowed his lawn. There are odd birds in this world, and my across the street neighbor is kind of one of them. He just won't accept help from anybody. And I just hate to think of him going through such a terrible thing alone, They've been married for 46 years. But that's a sad thought. This is a happy day. This is Father's Day. So how many people here are lucky enough to still have their fathers? That's kind of what I hope, Melissa or Melinda. I hope that it gave him, maybe even if just for an hour, something else to focus on, because he has literally been 4 weeks now home for what, as long as it takes him to have a shower, change his clothes, and drive back to the hospital. Ooh, cheesecake. I bet. You are so lucky that you are able to still enjoy your parents, for those of you that still have them. Louise, mine did too. That's exactly the year that my father passed away. And I put up my favorite picture of him today on my Facebook page. And because, and I wished him a happy Father's Day and told him that he's always with me. So, so he doesn't need to worry about me. I can feel him out there. Mostly I can hear his voice. Go like, Christine Lee. Oh dear. Yes, Daddy, what did I do? Or more to the point, what didn't I do? It was almost always what I didn't do, never what I actually did. Okay, we need to add some eyes, because eyes, of course, always freak me out if they don't have eyes. So I'm looking for the right pen, because I like to do my eyes with my. Uh, I think I can do it with a brush pen. We're certainly gonna give it a shot. If I mess it up, oops. If I mess it up, the worst thing that can happen is I have to go at it with a white Posca or a white Uniball. In my case, because I have a Uniball, not a Posca. Hi, baby girl. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can hear their voices in your head, can't you? 1964. Wow, Libby, that's a long time. I was only 20 when my mother passed away, but um, and it was. I mean, gosh, when I think about it now, 1994. My mother died in 1980. Uh, that's a long, long time ago. I hear kids, talk about this. One of my favorite things is I talk to or I watch the Crazy Lamp Lady. I don't know if any of you guys watch her. You see her on YouTube, and she's just a delightful person. And she does these. Uh, she shops thrift shops and turns things that she finds there that other people have passed over for a profit. And she's really very good. I'm trying to see if I can force my brain to choose a color here. There it is. Uh, and now I don't remember where I was going with that thought. Oh, she refers to things that are antique and they're from the 70s. And I'm like, I graduated high school in the 70s. You're telling me these things are antiques. Excuse me. Hello, Sandy, and welcome, my dear. Oh, oh. When you get to be older, yeah, they're usually gone, and then you have to rely on the things that they taught you all your life. Remember all the things they taught you, and they'll always be there with you. Okay, I'm gonna try and leave a space a little bit. Once again, if I screw it up, I can always go back in and fix it. That is what, you know. See if I can turn him over. So, I apologize. I am going off the reservation here. I suspect that once this is dry, it is going to be very, very blotchy. Don't worry about that. If you are coloring a piece with Inktense for the first time, as you continue to work on it, you can fix that blotchiness. And I probably got him a little dark right there on his nose, but he also is underneath this, you know, he's underneath this thing. I can hear Virginia just cringing at what I'm doing. If I ever get rich, Virginia, I'm going to send you the full set. Because anybody as talented as you are with these needs more than just the ones you have. Oh, you need all the colors. Okay, so we've got that. Oh, look. Hey, he turned out pretty cool. Ooh, Sparkle, good news. And for everybody who doesn't know, I do go back and read the chat afterward and try and pick up all the questions that I may have missed on the first, you know, go around and answer them for you in a follow-up video that I'll make, usually the following day or a couple days after. So if you do have a specific question or want some specific information, I'm happy to answer those questions and put them in the follow-up. Oh, I did want to tell you some exciting news today. I was over, one of the art channels that I love to watch is Fiona Art, and she had subscribed back to me last week, and I had watched her video today and left a comment, and she has come back to my videos and watched my face to face and the videos where I shouted her out. And so it's lovely to meet a new artist and make a new friend, in the artist world. And so I still will once again highly recommend Fiona Art for people that like acrylic pouring. And I know that Anne has been watching a lot of acrylic art pouring as well. And no, I don't have the Inktense, and I don't have the Inktense blocks. Primarily because I could, it's going to take me all my life to use the Inktense colors that are the Inktense that I have here. And when I want to color directly on something, I just use the thing. So to me, I don't really have the desire for the blocks. I do have, however, and this is, I do think that everybody should, if you get the whole set of Inktense, that you should get the other two follow-up sets. There's two travel sets, and this is the first one. And the reason is because there are 7 colors that are in this travel set that are not in the 72 set. And they are the mango, the dark plum, the mid ultramarine, the racing green, the kiwi, the burnt yellow ochre, and the natural brown. So those 7 colors are not in that, are not in the set. Now, there is certainly a compensating color, very close match in the Inktense set, usually the ones that are marked with a 5. So the Mango 225 is right in between the Sicilian yellow and the golden yellow, either one of which could be used as a substitute for mangoes. Shannon, honey, you go ahead and cry. You've had a tough, tough week, my dear. I know you have. And Virginia, it's very easy, and I mean, you don't have to keep the wrench, honey, because I know sometimes you've got lots of other things to do. But I just wanted you to know that I was willing to give you one. Yeah, it is very, very difficult to lose people that you love. Very difficult. And time makes it easier, but of course, you know, the losses are always felt keenly. I love the fact that I can hear their voices in my head, and I know that they love me, and I know that I love them. So I'm just adding the pink. Fortunately, I can do her little paws and her little hands. A big group hug. There is always a lot of hugging going on in this group. Have you noticed? We are all so lovely to one another. That is really what makes, you know, it's what makes doing the live streams worth it, is that I get to visit with people that are just so wonderful and so lovely. And that is what we are here to do. Let all the nastiness in the world stay out the door. For 1 hour a week, we're just going to be kind to one another and leave it all out there somewhere. You gotta take, in light of recent circumstances, I won't be streaming any more than once a week. Even I can laugh at that. Now, come on, guys. All right, so what I'm using here is the scarlet pink, which is technically an orange, but there is no lighter substitute. And so I just thought that I would throw in a little bit of interest there. Maybe the reflection off the yellow cheese, because this will be yellow. Oh, yeah, I haven't gotten to his tail yet. I will. I will. I will. And but yes, I know that I should do it. And I'm going to go around the outside. For this, I'm just going to do the along the edges and then leave a bit of a highlight down the center. Lighting doesn't have to be perfect. Shading doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to try and do a little bit of it. This is the reason why I hadn't done his tail yet, is because I knew I was going to have to work out where it was in relation to these leaves that cross over it. Whoops, you can't see that, because you always know that I draw layers, because I see in 3 dimensions, which is very, very hard to describe to people. but it made it very easy for me to, once I finally started to draw, it made me, it was much easier to be a technical drawer, or, you know, to draw technically, because I do see in dimensions, 3 dimensions. Hopefully when that dries, that will be a little bit later. But until then, it is looking good. Oh, I really like the way he turned out, don't you? I think he looks great. Okay. Okay, Shannon. Cool. Okay. Just watching for big questions or anything like that. Fess up, you missed the tail. Okay. Yes, I missed the tail, Micah. I confess. Thank you, Virginia, for catching the tail that I missed. She's so sweet. She's the kind of friend that is not afraid to kick you in the ass when she thinks you are being stupid. And I love that about Virginia. And and it is quite possibly one of my favorite things about her. That and the fact that she's a lovely person who has the most amazing cat, the little monster, who just happens to be like, you know, like this. What is he up to? 20 pounds, something like that. Little stray kitten that she found on the edge of a ditch has turned into quite the little monster, and his favorite pal is the pig. He is actually best friends with a guinea pig. They can literally be in the out of their, you know, one out of its cage, and or the cat in the guinea pig's cage, hanging out together. You're gonna give me a shock collar. Why? Yeah. Oh, well, okay, hang on. I'm paying attention now. What is it that you need me to do? Oh, so you know when to look at the screen. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, Deb, I'm so sorry. Okay, do you need my attention now? But the cat is teaching the pig bad. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And the pig was so nice. Does does that cat have a real name, by the way? You know, I have never called her anything but the little monster. Oh, what book is this one? Okay, this is the new 40 fan favorites. Uh, Hang on, I've got as it happens, as the artist, I happen to have more than one copy. So this is the brand new 40 fan favorites. And this particular page is from this book. the Fantasy Flower Garden. I set up 40 fan favorites. This is a volume 1 edition. So this is the coloring book of Extraordinary Designs, volume 1. And then there'll be a second one that comes out closer to the end of summer, along with a travel size book, a brand new travel size book. There are a total of 10 books, 11 books if you count the travel size. And by the end of the year, if I can finish the dragons, we'll be up to, I believe, 13 or 14. So yes, there will be, because the current travel size book, the only one that I have, which is this one. Yep, got a copy of it too. Imagine that. Is only has images from the first 3 books. So this, by the way, guys, is the travel size edition. Now it is available only at Amazon, because you get it free when you buy the books as a PDF, because there are already, in most of my books, these same half-size pages in the back. So, and this is what I mean. All of my books come with this. So if you do a PDF download, you've already got these. All you have to do is cut them in half. It is plain that I am going to cough. And so if you would give me just 1 second to go take care of that. I would be eternally grateful. In the meantime, here is something pretty for you to look at. I'll be right back. Give me 45 seconds. Oh my goodness. Okay. Thank you very much for your patience while I was away. Going to go ahead and zoom back down to where I was. Ditch the camera controls. And okay, I don't see any huge I do not recommend stress to anyone as a condition of life. Makes you do things like smoke too much, and then you have to recover all that. Ah, goodness. Okay. So we will go here. And I'm going to go ahead and put just a little bit of orange. Also, or this is actually scarlet pink, in her face and kind of up her nose. Just a teeny tiny bit. And a little more pink down here. Out of focus. Okay. Just 1 second and let me fix that. Okay. How are you looking now? Great. Yeah, it's looking pretty good here. If you have been in or out, double check your controls to make sure that you are on at least the 720. I broadcast at 720, although my camera is capable of 1080. 1080 is more than my laptop is capable of at this point in time. Thank you, Libby. I do appreciate that. Okay, if we got good focus back, hopefully we can continue. I am watching my time, but with Deb being injured, I'm not going to be able to hand off. So I guess that means that you guys will all get to do something else for a couple hours after I'm done. Okay, good. Okay, all right, Shannon. No worries at all. You know that I take that kind of stuff really seriously, because I think that part of my job as a channel owner is to make absolutely certain that that I've got good focus, good good something good for you to watch, because I know it's frustrating for me when I watch something that's sort of blurry or out of focus, and I imagine it probably is for other people as well. I'm just going to come down both sides of her face. She's taking entirely too long to color, as I just did. Yak and yak and yak. Okay, we'll go kind of heavy on the color back here, because that's going to be not only shaded but also back behind her bow. Light's going to be hitting her here, so we're just going to be very, very light there. And to make everybody happy, I'm just going to do her little tail. Okay. Lori, this is from my brand new book, 40 Fan Favorites. And I won't go through them all again, but it's one of the pages that if you already have Fantasy Flower Garden, this one's going to be in there. But if you don't have any of my books and you just want a good sampler of all 8 of the big books, this is the one to get. And then the other one, of course, is the new Mandalas book, which was the one I released a couple of weeks before this one. Oh, drat. I only have one copy of it, and I am, there it is. I only have one copy of it, and it's right where it belongs. And so that's this one. And so those are the 2 newest ones. There are links to both all over the world. All of the channel links, or not channel links, all of the country code links and stuff like that are in the descriptions below. They are my own Amazon affiliate links. And of course, anything that you purchase using those links is earns a small commission for CLAldridgeArt as a channel. And then with that money, I use that to send out books for promotion. also to when there's prizes, or if I need lighting or anything like that. That's what that money's for. I also use it to buy most often. I use it to be able to buy coloring books from other self-published artists, because I do at the end of each month I do a guest spot where I feature me coloring a different self-published artist's work. And one, I'm trying to think of who did I do last? Oh no, last week I ended or last month we were gonna do somebody else, and so I couldn't print. That was it. So I ended up coloring my bird, but I did the Hannah Carlson videos, so that covered a guest artist, and so the next one coming up will probably be Tatiana, and hopefully by then I will have gotten some printer ink, and so I'm able to print her drawings. Because I don't have, or actually what I was going to do is I was going to order one of the books. So okay, bye, Callie girl. Great. Okay, have a good day. Or yeah, because it's still pretty early in the day in Cali. Okay, now let me go very, very light here. Oh, this is the part I love the most. Absolutely. Yeah. If I make little airplane noises or anything like that, that's just me playing, because I just think this is all so much fun. I didn't really truly love coloring until I got my INKTENSE, and I started with water mediums. I really do. And I do have to say that after commenting last week that Anne did not, particularly enjoy water mediums, she is coloring today, or her video today is about coloring with water mediums, and she is just doing a great job, a really great job. And she's using one of my books. She's using a page from Flowers and Flyers. And that just, of course, she's, of course, I forget what she's coloring in because she's so interesting to talk to. And I do talk back to her in the videos. When she asks a question, I answer like she can hear me. Okay, we'll have to see how that goes. I think I got a little bit too dark on this side of her face. Oh, Rice Krispies. Okay. Yeah, she makes those lovely long chat videos, and I have to sort of digest them in pieces so I can. But there's always at least one or two of them on my watch later list, so that when I just want to color with a friend, I put those on and listen to her wonderful stories about her family, and ooh, hello, huh, thank you to whoever that was. Thank you so much. Oh, speaking of which, uh, I'm not going to do it this week, but next week we'll start the return of the whole, the numbers and the giveaways and stuff like that. So never fear, those types of things are coming back. lost it, and when when we had the first outage of the YouTube on Sunday, the whatever it was, 27th of June or 27th of May, and then we had something happened on maybe that was the 2nd of June, and then when we lost that stream, then of course we had last stream, which didn't go as we had hoped, and then this one has come back, and it's been just lovely. Yeah. If she can hear you. Me too. Me too. I absolutely talk back to her. She asked how we're doing, and I'm just chatting away, telling her. And there are many, many wonderful YouTubers. There are many, many channels to really enjoy. And that is really wonderful, because there really is something here for everybody, regardless of the style of videos that you like, or why you come to YouTube. There is something here for everybody. Heck, when I needed to change the battery in my cell phone, because everybody says that you can't change the battery in an iPhone. Yes, you can. There's a video about it right here on. Actually, there's a ton of videos about it right here on YouTube. Yeah, I will tell you that it was probably one of the most heart-stopping things I ever did, changing the battery in an iPhone. It's an expensive piece of equipment, but the battery, when you buy it, it's only $20-something, but it's $50 to install it. Well, I can do it myself. They even sell a kit with the right tools and everything. Yes, yes, it is normal to talk to Anne. Absolutely. We all do it. All the fruit bats do it. It's perfectly normal. Just means that we're in the right place as fruit bats. Okay, I think she's looking good too. I kind of like the different little oranges, and I'll zhuzh that up a little bit later in the process, because I never get very far on a stream. But to give you sort of an idea, for those of you who haven't been here before, I did a ton of these pictures from this book in INKTENSE, and they are right here. So this was probably a recent one that I did. I don't know if I can back out at this point in time. Let me see if I can go all the way out. My problem with my camera is that I can't get far enough away. Other people can't get close enough. I need a longer boom arm, but this is pretty good. So this is one that I did, and it still needs a background. It's not even quite finished. And this is one that I did. I really am proud of this. It has a moon, and I did that in glitter gel pen. Put a moon and a stars, and there's a lot of glitz on this. And then I did this one, which is the cover image for one of these books. I thought maybe it's not the cover image. This one, oh, this is the cover. Duh. This is the cover image on the new book. Hello. This one. Like, geez, I knew I'd seen it somewhere before. Oh, I'm sorry. I did it again, Sarah. I snorted. I'm sorry. Oh, it's been a rousing a couple days. And then this is, of course, also Inktense. Well, this is Inktense in pencil. And this is the squirrel. And this one is the, I did this on stream. There's videos of this one. Actually, I think I did it almost all the way through. And I did the, the glowing moon and the stars and the water. I was so thrilled with how the water came out. And no, this was this was Virginia Sanders Cole. Yes, ma'am, she colored that. She has colored all of my covers ever since the first one. She posted this in my Facebook group, and I said sold. That's the first thing she ever posted of mine, and I said yes, please. I'll have one of those. And it didn't start out intentionally that way. It just sort of happened to be that Virginia liked to color the work that I drew, and I liked the way she colored it. And it was sort of I would see something that she had done, and then I would decide what the cover was going to be, sort of then and there on the spot. And I wouldn't tell her until I was ready to do the book. And she was always so gracious to let me use the image. Yes, she is. Yes, she is very, very good. And she doesn't think she is. That is something that just sort of kills me, because I guess that's true though. That sometimes the most talented people are the most humble about it, and so we'll go from there. And okay, we are at 1 hour and 42 minutes, so I'm going to carry on and do the yellow cheese. Cheese should be yellow, yes? I think so too. Now, I'm not quite certain what cheese should be, but I do not think. I think that's Sicilian yellow. I know it's not going to be in the lemon yellow family. The Sicilian yellow. And sorry, I find that annoying. I don't mean to do it. I will do. Oh, there it is. The tan. The tan. For the rind. Yeah. I want yellow cheese. Excuse me. And every single time that I stream, in my head, I thank Susie for sending me this coffee cup that has the little hot plate that keeps my coffee hot. It is a lifesaver on stream day. Okay. So now, then I'll put a little bit of this around down here for the rind. I want that to go ahead and be pretty dark. Um, Katie, I actually post, hopefully Virginia doesn't mind, but I do post most of her colorings to my Instagram. Virginia, I don't know that I've ever asked you about that. I hope you don't mind that I brag about you on my Instagram. As a matter of fact, I have the one that you just did in my queue for today. Okay, that was just a note from Jason. That's something I had said to him in a message, and so I just happened to notice in Jason Hamilton's Etsy shop the other day that it showed that his I didn't realize that he has physical copies of his books in his Etsy shop. So I had said that it was out of stock. He's out of stock on something. All right, there is the cheese. So now our little blue mouse is bringing his little girlfriend a little cheese, and that is a lovely thing for him to be doing. Yeah, Shannon, thank you. I do have to ask her eventually, though, because I need those 600 to 300 DPI scans, and so I do end up having to tell her that I would like to use it. I can't just take them and run away with them. But the ones on that she does for that of hers that I put on my Instagram, I love to do that. And then of course I also do, so everybody knows, all of the work that gets posted to my Facebook group. I do celebrate colorists videos and stuff like that. I haven't been doing as many of them as I used to, mostly because I just sort of I haven't had it in my headspace. Uh, I haven't had room for it in my headspace, as there was a lot of other stuff that was going on. But I do suspect that I will once again be right back to doing them. So look for a lot of that. I know that a lot of you really appreciate the drawings that I put, or the colorings that I put in my run through videos when I'm showing a page by page of a book. So hopefully that works for you. What color should a bow be on a little pink mouse? Should it be purple? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes, ma'am. I'm listening. Okay. Maybe a burnt orange. And yes, so everybody knows that ding that you heard, the one that was like sounded like the cha-ching, like a cash register. That was a sale in my Etsy shop. So anytime that happens, I do actually, even if you are not here, thank you, Virginia, for the reminder. Even if you are not here, I do say thank you, because it does mean that that the gas will stay on, and the power will stay on, and things like that. Book sales go to things like taxes and stuff like that, and my Etsy shop is day-to-day living expenses. So how about that for a start? Okay. we'll go with that for a start on the cheese. And we'll dress it up probably with pencils. Now, one of the best things about Inktense is that you can adjust things. You can layer Inktense to your heart's desire. I mean, absolutely layer them to your heart's desire. And if you watch the video where Lisa Lackery, it's where she's actually coloring the tin. She was hired to color the she was hired to color the underwater tin, and she actually shows the process of how she stripped these fish of their color so many times and kept at it to get this just perfect. So it's a great video. It's one of the places that I started with looking at how Inktense work, and the different ways that you could layer, and because there's a lot of really valuable colors in here that you wouldn't think. You'd think, well, what do you need a white for? Well, you need a white because it is opaque, and it will help you to lighten up an error that you've made, or to do a highlight, or to at least make it so that it will absorb a different color down on it. Now, the white is a little tricky to work with. You have to learn to do it, but there's also white acrylic paint. Just paint it out and kind of go over that spot with something else and make the boo-boo disappear. There's always a way to fix it. There's never a ruined page. There's always a way to fix it, even if all you do is make it black. On YouTube, Christine, I can post a link if you tell me the name of her channel. It is CLAldridgeArt, Lacri. Her first name is Lisa. Let me see if I can get one. I don't know if I leave this window open, if I'm able to search, but it's Lisa LacriArt, Lacri. Anyway, the I lost my train of thought. Yes, absolutely, Vin. That's her. Yeah, Vin knows who I'm talking about. The other one that I love, as far as and Vin and I have this in common. We both watched The Art Sherpa, Cinnamon Cooney, who Vin is an artist, and she's shy about it, I think. But if you check out her Instagram, you will see a horse that she posted just the other day. Yesterday, I think, and it was fabulous. So definitely do that, man. Follow up on that. There's Lisa's channel. The other thing I want to invite, anybody who would like me to shout out their channel as my sort of weekly shout out of the week, I would be happy to do that. Just give me, or if there's a channel that you particularly like, excuse me, I'd be happy to do that. I'm going to mute you for just 1 second. Okay, sound is back on. I am at an hour and 54, everybody. So I think I'm going to have to call the stream. I will work on this on a follow-up. Oh, I apologize. I had a cough. And the moisture is building back into the air after a gorgeous day in Virginia yesterday. And it just wreaks havoc with my ability to breathe, all that humidity. Oh, there we go. Oh, are you guys buffering again? Okay. In that case, I want to say a very special thank you to everyone for coming. And I will see you next week. And I will see you during the week with videos. Look for a new series. It'll be called Art and a Little Wisdom. And so we'll go from there. And thank you, every single person, for showing up today. And I will see you next week. Until then, please color something pretty.